What's going on, everyone? Am I live? Am I back? It looks like I am. Excellent connection. There I am. Sweet, I'm back. Alright, so today I am going to give you all an update on where I've been for the last year. I'm still here. I just haven't been streaming or making videos for a while. But I now have the opportunity to get back into it. I have the time and the circumstances to make it happen. So, lately, for Final Fantasy XI, I've just been playing on my personal server. I've made a bunch of changes to it, and I've kind of I've put myself into a position where I started leveling characters just for fun. The leveling characters is kind of my favorite part. But I tended to level too quickly. Once I started using my server boss powers, I tended to make the game a little bit too easy on myself. Why am I not connecting? This character was working. Anyway, we'll see if it happens here. Sometimes the first time I log in, it takes a little bit to get connected. However, not usually this long. All right, well, anyway, I found myself making it too easy on myself and just giving myself gear, and it became less fun when it was less of a challenge. What's up, sirloin of beef? How's it going? So I decided I'm going to kind of restructure my personal server into a level 99 cap, but not eye level stuff. But in order to make that fun, I need to slow down my leveling a little bit. Figure out why this is not working. Hello? Alright, let me try a different character. Alright. I wonder if have I played on this character? I did a recent update to the server. I updated the server from the GitHub, and I kind of screwed a bunch of things up. So what I did was I started all over. My database was still intact, so I was still able to import that. But I was able to get my database back into a working server, but in the process, it changed a bunch of my changes. It reversed a bunch of my changes, which is, at the point I was pulling my hair out at the time, I was okay with that. And that was an excuse for me to change it to a different style of server, which is, like I said earlier, level 99 cap. However, level 99 cap, but not eye level. So let's try this character. I don't know why that character Andy wasn't working. This one, the character is called Cloud. Can you wonder why? This is still God mode enabled, or server master enabled on this character, so it should still accomplish what I need to accomplish today for the live stream. As long as he connects, he does. Okay, so I've been working on leveling up my crafts here on this character. That's why I'm in the Blacksmith's Guild. Sirloin of Beef says, whenever this happens on... I guess that's YM was my server is because I didn't change the IP address of all the zones. Yeah, I'm thinking that particular profile in the windower is not pointing to the right IP address. That's probably why. And I can confirm that later, I suppose. But I don't really need to necessarily have that character as the one I use today. So, because this one still works. Although that character did have Chains of Promethea completed up into the point where you get into the palace. And I was thinking about fooling around in Olympus anyway, but I mean, I guess I could just warp myself to Olympus, I suppose. And that's another thing. I read that Final Fantasy XI retail is Limbus no longer exists in its historical form. What's up with that? Limbus is dead. I guess Limbus 2 is coming out, much like maybe Dynamis 2 is coming out. Came out a while ago. So now Limbus is dead. What's up with that? I love Limbus. I don't have the programming expertise to know how to do anything I want on this server. I do know enough to find pieces of what I need to find and change values. I can change values of certain quest requirements. I can do certain things, but when it comes to some deep, heavy coding, I'm not familiar enough with Lua to do that. And I don't necessarily want to put in the time to figure it out. I do have a certificate in computer programming, but I got it 20 years ago. And I did have a incomplete web design program that I did about 10 years ago. So I could figure out how to use Lua, and I could figure out how to do it. I don't know if I want to spend the time to figure that out. So I'm going to probably limit myself to, and I realize if there's any cat side people watching, especially the GMs on cat side, they sometimes watch my stuff, but it's been like a year since I did anything, so who knows if they will. I know they might pop in and see me. Don't laugh at me when the only thing that I'm really changing for the most part is adding items to shops. I know it's a very ghetto way to run a personal server. I realize that. However, I do change a value here and there. For example, I made my trial weapons for weapon skills half the number of weapon skill points, and same thing with the mythic weapon skill points with Zalsham in Lower Juno. I just made it like basically require half the weapon skill points because this is my server. Damn it, I'm gonna do what I want. Sirloin of Beef says, "Yes, Limbus is on hold for the moment. You can now buy all the Limbus stuff from the Moogle." I guess that's cool, but I just like Limbus in general. I hope they change it to something good. That's basically what I've done. I spent hours looking up numbers. Yeah. Here's my plan for the day. Not necessarily for today, but here's my plan currently, what I'm shooting for eventually. Let me bring up my page here. Let me put it up on the screen. Okay. So, right here, I have my server. I called myself Olympus Notes. So I wrote down all the gear that I want to add to the game, to my server. That is level 99 gear, up to level 99 gear, but it is not eye level. I want to be able to play with that gear that I feel like we barely got a chance to play with that gear back in the day when it was happening. I feel like Odysee came out, and then a couple more updates came out. We had level 99, but then like 6 months later, we had eye level stuff, making it all worthless. So I wanted to make this server to a level 99 cap, but not eye level. And then I just have fun with this gear that I'm not used to playing. It makes the game a little bit harder for me. So I can, if I wanted to fight Pandemonium Warden, I'm not just, spamming an AoE weapon skill, an AoE elemental weapon skill, and just killing it easily without much fun. I want to be able to have a little bit of a challenge. But it is, because this is just me on the server. I can't go in with other people. I haven't figured out how to make it work inviting another person to my server. I'm sure I could figure it out if I spent more time on it. But when I tried to do it, it kind of just wouldn't work. I think it was network issues with my router and my ports, and that's stuff I don't really quite understand. So I kind of gave up on it too early, and maybe someday I'll set it up so other people can get on my server and just fool around. But right now, I wrote down all the gear that is not obtainable in natural working ways in the game. For example, Magian Trial gear, relic weapons with Magian Trials. Those are working, I believe, but there's no real way to get the Umbral Marrow. For example, the Mythics, the 75 Mythics, you can do them, and you can use the Magian Trials to get them up to 99 in the way the server is working. But right now, there's no way to get the base weapons because Nizal Isle is not working on this server. I know, Cat's Eye. I know you got Nizal Isle working, and that's awesome. But I know your special code is hidden in your special little encapsulated. What is that called? It's special sections of code that you have. That you kind of like, I guess you must put it on top of this current code every time an update happens so you don't have to recode the whole thing. What do you call that? Somebody knows the name of it. Somebody knows. But anyway, you have the code working for it, so Nizal Isle is working with bosses and everything, but that's not in the base Land Sand Boat code. So mine is not working, and that's fine. I don't intend to ask you, just give me that code so I can make it working. I will just find a way to put those base mythic weapons into the game, into a shop somewhere. And then I can, although with Nizal Isle not working and Einar Jar not working, then I can't even do a full mythic anyway. I might just have put into a shop a fully quested mythic and then upgrade with Magian. But right now the Empyrean weapons, Abyssia is kind of barely working at all. So I can't do the normal route to get those Empyrean weapons. So I'll have to put those in a shop. But the upgrade process for those Magians I don't think is finished for the Empyreans. So I might just have to put in the 99s into a shop for a higher price. The gate for me, since there a bunch of stuff is just going to have to be put into shops, I'm going to have to figure out the gate for getting those, so I'm not just spending 1 gil on everything, is the amount of gil that I can get from Records of Eminence. And right now I have the Acheron shield double the value, so I buy an Acheron shield and get twice the amount of value out of it. And then that's how I get enough money to buy something. And that's kind of the main way to gate my progress. So, increased amount of gil from that, increased amount of gil from anything that gives me gil, like quests or mobs, I have that boosted a little bit. So that helps out. But it's going to get very boring to just farm gil-related stuff all the time. But without doing a bunch of programming to my server, it's going to be tough to do it another way. So, anyway, I'm rambling. Forgive me. So, Mythic Gear, Relic Gear, I need to find a way to put out. I need to put Umbrella Marrow in there somewhere. I need to put whatever. What is the Mythic MTs? Only MTs implemented? What do I mean by that? What is the Umbral Marrow? What's the version of Umbral Marrow for the Mythics? Whatever those are, I need to put in a shop somewhere. Same thing with the Empyreans, I think. Mulcibar Scoria. That's one of them. Anyway, I need to make sure that there are the synergy. Since synergy is not working, I need to find a way to put all those level 99, 96, level 90, all those gear sets from synergy needs to be in the game somehow. Basically, the things I'm going to add to shops are the things that are inaccessible without a bunch of programming. That's a good way to say it. Assault gear is already there, but I don't think assaults are fully working on the server, so... But then again, they're level 72 gear, and stuff that is Sky God stuff is easily better than Palawan, Amir, and Yigit, so would I even bother doing that? So maybe I'll not waste that time. Salvage gear I want to add in there. Einar Jar gear. The Z&M system seems to be working for a bunch of them. I haven't tested all of them, but a bunch of them seem to work. So I need to just put the pop items. Since the Zenny system is not working in this server, I need to just put the pop items for all the Zennies, all the Zenny stuff into a shop. The ACP, AMK, ASA quests or storylines, they're not working. But I still kind of want to have the gear available. But those I'm not going to be able to program the augments without diving deep into the programming. Maybe I could just dive deep into the programming, I don't know. But level Moblin Maze Mongers, there's like a bunch of different items from those. Void Watch stuff, there's plenty of Void Watch stuff to add. I need to add Odysee, like the level 78 gear, and maybe even the level 90 upgraded gear for Odysee. Void Watch gear, there's a bunch of stuff I need to add. Then there's level 99 gear. More Void Watch stuff, Nizal Isle Uncharted stuff I want to add. All sorts of Legion stuff, Limbus 2 stuff, Einerjar 2, Meeble Burrows, which... Yeah, Salvage 2 stuff, then the high level, like, there's high level, like level 99 since I need to make sure I'm not putting in something that is like level 99, but high level 99 accessories. It doesn't say eye level on the neck pieces, for example, but the Combatant's Torque here, that's like level 15 skill for all the combat skills. That is certainly eye level caliber gear. Maybe I just should refrain from putting that in. Maybe I change the value of that Combatant's Torque to the equivalent of the Jailer's Torque, or the Faith Torque, or the Justice Torque, Faith Torque. Maybe I change the value of it to be 7 instead of 15. So it's a little more, I guess, era compliant would be the term. So that's kind of not necessarily my goal today, but that's my goal for the server. Sirloin of Beef says, Limbus will be put back into the game as level 99 content in retail. That's cool. I might consider that. Maybe I'll pop back into retail for a month and try it out at some point. I've added all the Zenny pop items to an NPC in Whitegate, but I can't pop the 3 big ones on the 3 isolated islands, which require the key item to buy for one. Yeah. I tried to add a key item to a shop, and that just didn't work. So, and also, I've tried to put key items into like the crest rewards for a certain quest. There's something I'm missing with the code. There's probably code somewhere else that needs to link to it to match up to make it work. For example, I've tried to add one of the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions that gives a Rhapsody. One of the Azure, Crimson. Rhapsody key items. I tried to add the rest of the key items to that last mission, but it still only gives me that one. So I gotta be in God mode and give myself the key item. But I'm not even certain those Rhapsodies items are even working, because it doesn't seem to add much to my XP unless I'm just doing something different. Added all those Zenny pops to Whitegate. Yeah, that's where I intended to add them to, right? Those 4 shops right in that. Right nearby Senraku or whatever. So if you know how to add key items to shops anywhere, I'd like to know too. I would like to know too. I'll have to ask about the key items in the land sand boat discussion sometime. I think people might be getting annoyed by all my questions, because my questions are probably pretty amateurish questions that people might have stopped getting interested in answering me, because they realize that I'm not very experienced on the servers side of things. If I spent time on it, I could figure it out, but okay, well, the title said fooling around on my personal server, so let's fool around on my personal server. Right now, this character is level 77 Thief. So, and I got myself a Kupo shield here. I made the price 5 million gil for it. I changed the value of it too. Changed the synthesis skill value to 10. So that means I don't have to worry about getting the shirt, and the glasses, and the gloves, and the stall. I just worry about the 5 million gil for the Kupo shield. So I kind of stopped playing this, leveling this character, because I'm level 77, and I want to implement in some way all that gear that I want to from level 75 to 99, and like use it as I level up. Because what's the fun of having gear if you're not going to like put it on and enjoy it in some way? So maybe what I'll do is I have an idea. I have an idea what I could do to fool around. Put in the comments what you guess I'm about to do. As soon as you guess it. The one person that's commenting. Thank you, Sirloin of Beef. Now that I think about it, I'll post the question right now so we can both get like ball rolling. And okay, that sounds good. So I don't have Dark Knight unlocked, so I'm just gonna go. I have it started, but I haven't gotten the item. So I'm going to go run down to the little boat, trigger my Zeed to show up. And then I'll just fool around and I guess I'll unlock Dark Knight. On Warrior, I have Warrior leveled up to 765 or something. I always forget. No, this one's locked off. I have to go all the way around. Here, if I'm fooling around on the server for this reason, I'm going to speed 100. This feels like a permanent flea here, basically. Alright. Ah! Freaking Palboro. I should remember every time that I have to do a dragon fight, a mission dragon fight in Palboro, I should remember to always at least have Dark Knight ready to go so I don't have to do this. I can just get it on my way out of that mission because it puts you out right nearby where you would get on the boat. Conveniently, I might add. Is it this? It's not this. Is it this? Yeah, this is it. Yeah. All right. Zeed. There you are. Pardon me. So I have, right now I have the base level of XP that the server comes in by default is still pretty slow. I mean, I think is it retail level of XP? I don't know, but it is rather low. Do I have this? Do I have this? Yes. It is a rather low amount of XP for my liking. So what I did was, see, here's something strange. Maybe Sirloin of Beef. Maybe you'll know. I went into the main file, this main settings file, and I changed where it said XP rate. I changed that, but it didn't seem to change the XP rate. So I don't know what's up with that. Other things that I changed in that file changed just fine. For example, I doubled the, no, maybe I did 1.5 or 2.5 or something times the sparks, because if that's my main source of gil, and my gil is the main source of acquiring gear that I want, then I increase the sparks and increase the value of the Acheron shield. But when I changed the XP rate, it didn't seem to change it. The only thing that really changed the XP rate, like, properly, seemed to be the XP rate in the map file. And it seems like the main file should be the one that works. And I think it was before I updated the server. So, I'm not sure. But when I did that, when you change the gil rate of the map file, it changes the gil rate of everything. So I had to make sure I backed down on the gil rewards. No wait, sorry, this was the XP I'm talking about. It changes the XP for everything you get, even the books and the records of eminence. So I had to, with that in mind, adjust the records of eminence rewards for XP to compensate for that. But yeah, those same rates are in another file also. One moment, I'll take a look. Yeah, it's the map file. The map file definitely worked when I changed the map settings, but that's just like the things that happen on the map. You're on right now, I guess, or I don't know. This is me, amateurish talking. Gumba's right? No, I need to use the weapon. That's the next step. Anyway, so it's working right now. It's a decent amount of XP for the speed that I want to level. I don't want to be too fast because then I don't even get a chance to enjoy the gear that I'm spending money on. And what's the point? I would just immediately get to level 99 and only do the level 99 gear. I kind of just want to make it fun the whole way. Where am I going? What am I doing? So it's kind of in a place right now that's okay. But I was just wondering why it wasn't working with the main file. So what I'm going to do is get on Warrior and then just go kill some fools. I have a bunch of decently high-level bolts I can use. So I don't have to swing the slow-ass sword the whole time. At least before I updated this server the last time, using the crossbow on Warrior with bolts did work for the kills as long as I didn't use a weapon skill for the kills. So, Warrior 68, Sub-Thief, nah, well, doesn't matter. Here's my Warrior, fancy barely any gear. Oh, that's right, because I didn't have a bunch of accessories when I leveled Warrior to 68 and beat Matt. That's when I chose to switch over to Thief so I can stop leveling Warrior like a noob. But in the meantime, I had gotten Peacock Charm. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I think I just crafted some better stuff. Dark Steel Harness, the whole Dark Steel set when I was leveling smithing. That's fun. Pieced belt, I guess that'll work for now. I need to put on my special sword. Do I have a crossbow? I do not have a crossbow. I need to go Records of Eminence to find a crossbow, which is going to be markets. Although my hometown is Sandoria, so I need to get Signet while I'm doing that. And have I gotten my daily thing? I think I have. I changed the daily tally amount to 50, and then changed my eligibility to first day. So every day I can do one of those. I also changed the price of the special Gabi keys to 1,000 allied notes, so I can use the special Gabi keys a lot more often. Although, with the coding I have in there, it still needs to see that I have 15k, but it actually only uses up 1k. So that's fine, whatever. So let's see if there's a crossbow. The warrior can use the highest one, highest damage I can find. Leo, 63 is a warrior, a velocity bow, 26 damage. Heavy crossbow, that'll work. Heavy crossbow. Put in wardrobe 1. And I will keep track of my Dark Knight kills by number of black bolts that I've used. Although my marksmanship skill is very low, I have enough stats here to probably compensate for it, plus the peacock amulet. Should be fine. Do I have any ranged accuracy gear? I have some agility gear. I guess that'll have to do for now. Not too worried about it. Good enough. Alright, I hope that this actually works. Although, do I really need Signet right now if I'm going outside Gustaberg? Not really. So make changes in both. I guess that's what I've done. Do you mean the for the special Gabi key? I changed the value or the cost of it, but I guess there's something maybe in the menu itself that in order to actually get to the purchase window, you need to have 15,000. So you just acquire 15,000, and anything over 15,000, but it only costs 1K. So I could look into it more and figure it out, but I mean, it's working fine the way it is now. Like I took it as earn 15K first, then you earn the right to get them at 1K. So, all right. So I have 99 black bolts. Might as well. Well, do I have any records of evidence that I can afford to lose? Nobody's giving me any dark crystals right now. I'm going to put Gustaberg in there for bonus gil. Really? Why is it so hard to find Gustaberg? There it is. South Gustaberg. Plenty of damage for a one-shot kill. I'll just have to keep track of my misses. This way I can still talk and get my kills and stuff. So, 4 people watching. What's going on, you 4? I think my biggest live stream ever was the one that I did when Japan was, or Square Enix was putting out this press conference sort of thing for the 20th anniversary, of what to expect for the 20th anniversary, but it was in Japanese. So what I was doing was I had on my phone this Japanese translator in Google, and I had the speakers from my computer like speaking to my phone to translate in Japanese, and like the translation was showing up on my screen, and it wasn't working very well at all. But I had like 60 people watching me at once. Crazy. 60 people. And then the 20th anniversary turned out to be a huge nothing burger. Very disappointing. Also, I have set my NM pop rate to pop immediately at the respawn of whenever I kill a placeholder. The next one is automatically going to be the lottery spawn for that particular placeholder. So Leaping Lizzie, I go over and kill the placeholder for Leaping Lizzie, and immediately I know next time for sure that the NM is going to spawn next. So basically, when it comes to lottery spawns, I know that all I have to do is kill the placeholder once and I'll get it. And then placeholder will appear after that NM is dead. I'll kill the placeholder once and I'll get it. So it's basically every other placeholder kill. One placeholder kill will bring the NM, and then the next time will be one placeholder kill to bring the NM and stuff like that. So that's a way to make farming a little bit easier on me, since there's no competition anyway. Might as well make my life easy. Heck yeah, that's one of my favorite things to change. Lottery spawns happen 100% of the time. Do you have it that the NM is always up every time, even without involving placeholder? Because I don't think you can. You just don't need a placeholder to trigger the lottery spawn. Sounds like you probably have it the same way I do. Miss. Okay, that's one miss. So actually, I'll just go ahead and kill it with the sword. That way, my bolt count will still be the same. That works. Come on, sword. Thank you. Let's see, what else have I changed about my server? Nope, you still have to kill the placeholder, but the NM is always a spawn. Yep. Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, I haven't changed a ton. Just little quality of life things here and there. Damn it, it's one miss. Do I have the special item from this zone? One of the two digits is 6, second digit's even, first digit's even. One guess left. 66. 62. Alright, so I have one miss. I'll write that down. I don't have a link shell, huh? Miss 1. Eight people watching. What the? What's up, you 8? Another miss. It's 2. Did that miss twice? No, I interrupted my aim. Actually, no, interrupt my aim. Kill. Kill. One thing that I don't understand, though, is the NMs, which take a long time to spawn, like Vertra and Jormy, they're never there when I go there. Maybe the timers reset when I close the server. I think they do. I think they do reset when you close the server. You can change the timing for those, though. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Let's find it here. For example, let's go Submerg. Well, Submerg might be different. Submerg might be set up differently. Let's just go Vertra, since you mentioned Vertra. Scripts, zones, KRT. Oh wow, I'd like to know how to change the timers. That would be great. Okay. Mobs. So it's as you probably know, scripts, zones, King Rampier's Tomb, then mobs, and we're going to Vertra. And I will bring up my. I do have this set up to show Oops, not that. Hey, how's it going? Notepad. So, here's the notepad for Virtra. Spawn table. I guess that's the coordinates for spawn spots. And here we go. Here's the timing for it. So, mob initialize, respawn time, math random. So, this math random function is basically just says, like, just randomizes it. 144 to 240. I'm guessing this means the spawn windows. And then this, so math random is like this function inside here times 1800. I'm guessing this means 1800 seconds. It says 3 to 5 days in 30-minute windows. So times 1800 would be, oops, sorry. 3 to 5 days in 30-minute windows. The 30-minute windows, maybe that's the 1800 seconds. Let me get a calculator here. 1800 divided by 30, 60 seconds. Yeah, so I'm guessing that 1800 there means is the window, 30-minute windows, and 144 to 240. I'm guessing that's the 3 to 5 days. So let's test it out. Let's test it out right where here when we're live. 3 days would be 144. Let's just figure this out here. So 144 divided by 3 equals 48 hours, which is a day and a half. I'm just thinking out loud here, bear with me. So if 144 represents the 3 and the 240 represents the 5, and the 48 is the common factor there. 240 divided by 5 should equal 48 again. Yes, it does. So I'm not exactly sure how the math is mathing there, to use a Gen Z term. So, but let's cut the 3 to 5 days. If 3 to 5 days in a 30-minute window. Window is 1800 seconds. That's 30 minutes. That's pretty clear. 3 to 5 days. So that's 3 to 5. Let's make it 1 day. Or let's make it if 3 days is 144 in this math random section, let's make it every 1 minute. So let's factor that. So 3 days equals 144. 3 days is 72 hours. 72 hours times 60 is 132. No, sorry. 72 hours times 60 minutes is 4,320 minutes. All right, and I'm going to make it 1 minute. So that 144 represents 3 days. So divide that 144 by 4,320, and we should get 1 minute, right? So that 4,320 minutes for those 3 days represents 1 minute. Sorry, the 4,320 minutes represents those 3 days, and for that first number. So let's divide 144 by 4,320. 144 divided by 4,320 equals 0.03.3. Let's change that number, see what happens. 0.033. And simply make that times 5 for the maximum there, which is 0.166. 166. It's 3 digits after the 0. I'll make that match. And because I don't know if this 30-minute window is going to conflict with it. It probably will, because it's still part of the respawn time function there. So let's make that respawn window, instead of 1800 minutes. Sorry, 1800 seconds. Let's just make it 10 seconds. So 10-second windows, just to make that, just to not conflict the respawn time function there. Because the math random function is just this immediate 2 here. This times 10 here is not part of the math random. It's part of, but it is part of the spawn retime. So we do need to change that to something else. So let's go test it. Zone King Rampier's Tomb. Alright, so I'm in King Rampier's Tomb. It looks like I'm at the Jugner Forest exit. Since I'm testing something, turning on God mode. And speed 150. I also don't want to drag everything with me. So change S job to dancer, so I can jig it up and not get anything else while I'm running. Oop, can't even see. Let's take away that so you have a little bit more entertainment when you watch me babble about stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kill Vertra and then see if he respawns 1 minute later. Although, I don't know if that particular change requires a server reset. You would have to save the file first, possibly restart the server. Yes, I think you're probably right, but let's just test that while we're at it. What am I doing here? South. Okay, I always forget which entrance to the basement. Or I guess this is the basement. Which entrance to the basement is the Vertra entrance. But now that I'm on the right track, I think I know. I think it's the one outside here. Vertra basement is south and to the west. Vertra, I've had this, actually this server, did I restart it? It was yesterday. Yesterday I restarted it, so Vertra might not even be up right now. So if so, I'll just have to close it out and restart the server. There's probably, Zohan says 2 units to an hour. I'm not sure what you mean. I am not sure what you mean by that. What am I doing? Look at this amateur guy. I don't even know where to go. Is it? I know it's this section. What am I missing? I'm missing it again. I'm missing it again. Ugh. Shows you how much I go and fight Vertra, huh? Okay. Inside here, but not over there. Inside up here. Yes, this is right. My bad. Need to visible myself. Not worried about those dingbats. I am worried about this stuff down here, though. Jig it up again. Now, even if Vertra is up and down here and awake, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I have God mode on. I should be able to kill it at 68 warrior with God mode. I have to put on an actual weapon though. Although, I mean, this is. I'm gonna end up skilling up something. Dark Steel Claymore. That's fine. Whatever. I'll just use an elemental weapon skill because my elemental weapon skill should be boosted up pretty heavily in God mode, I believe. Alright, let's see if you're up. Actually, you know what? I can just force him to spawn and then see if he respawns. That's what I'll do. If the change to that file did take without a server reset, it should work. Okay, what do we got? We have no Vertra, but let me kill some pops while I'm at it just so I don't have to deal with him. You see? You see? It's decent damage, but I'm gonna have to use some elemental weapon skills to really kill these guys fast. Really? You're gonna sleep me? And I'm perfect dodged right now. Really? Slept while perfect dodged. God mode off. Hopefully I don't die. Okay, damage. No longer asleep. Okay, good. Good, good. Let's do shockwave. That must be physical damage. Freeze bite. There we go. There's that damage I want. I don't see. When you're in God mode, I feel like you shouldn't be able to get debuffed. You know what I'm saying? Can you put God to sleep? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Really? There's a very large pimple scratching at the door to go outside. Alright. Oh, look at that XP. It's because I'm level 69 right now. Killing like, I guess it's like level 80 mobs or so, right? Alright, so let's pop Vertra. I need to find out. First of all, sirloin of beef. Do you know if there is a list somewhere in the server, in like a recently updated server, a list of NM pop IDs, or where to find them? Because if I go to, for example, the in the Vertra page here, I don't see a pop ID anywhere. So it's like, how am I supposed to pop them? How am I supposed to use my godlike powers if I can't pop them? Despawn. Respawn time. Do I need to change the respawn section in multiple places? I'm not sure. Let's worry about that later. So if I go to Barbastel. Barbastel here is an NM. It's an NM in King Rampier's Tomb. Pretty basic NM, not like Vertra where it might have special circumstances. But Barbastel here, you're not seeing it, sorry. Normally, under Barbastel, actually no, normally it would be under, if I would go back, before I did the update, I would go to IDs, and the IDs for this zone would show me the NM IDs, and I would just use that ID. But now it's getting the NM IDs from another function somewhere, and I don't know where that is. Like get first ID for Enku, get first ID for Barbastel. That tells me nothing. Can I just spawn Barbastel? I can't just like type in spawn nm virtua, right? Spawn mob, not spawn nm. Spawn mob virtua. Does that even work? Invalid mob ID. Yeah, so it's like, first of all, am I spelling virtua right? VRTRA, yeah. So what I happened to have was, luckily, back in when I had my previous server working before I did the update, I had a list of mob IDs, NM IDs that I, in just a regular text document. So let me see if this is the same ID. Copy and paste it here, just to see if that works. Maybe it does. Relax, Achilles, relax. Hold on. Dog's Achilles. So, let me see if this works. Okay, it is the same ID. Spawn Virtua. You're in the room somewhere. You should be in the room somewhere. Why aren't you in the room somewhere? Spawn Virtua. What? Where are you? Did you spawn somewhere else? Oh, what the heck? Where's Virtua? Virtua is one. Okay. Yeah, I have it bookmarked somewhere. I did too, unfortunately, but I noticed that some of the IDs are different now and is an invalid ID from the list I have. That's why I wanted to find like a fresh ID. But I don't know. Maybe there's a place to get them, and they're just not rare. But Virtua in this case is it does seem to be right. Specific spawn Virtua. Well, where are you? Did it despawn immediately or something? Mob is already spawned. Well, where are you? This is the room. Is it not? Do I have the wrong room? Does he spawn somewhere else naturally? Maybe me changing this screwed something up. And now he's not working. So let me change this back to the same thing as this bottom part here says. Just change it back. Be a good little GM. Change it back. Just to confirm if that's what I did that screwed it up. Also, let me write down what I did to change in case the change is okay. Bear with me. 0.3, 0.33, 0.033, 0.166, and then 10. Just to write that down. Now I will change it back to where it was originally. And now save the file. See if Virtua spawns. Already spawned. Can I despawn Virtua? Can I jump to Virtua instantly? This is the wrong Virtua. There's two? There's two Virtuas? What other Virtua is there? Spawn this one. Okay. This dog is going to pee in the house if I don't get him. 1755895. 1755890. Invalid mob ID. 1755890. 1755890. Mob is already spawned. Maybe only one Virtua could be up at a time, but there's a second Virtua. There's one in Revern as well. Really? There's a Virtua in Revern? I did not know that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this dog outside. Be right back. One in Reverne. Where? Is it Reverne A or B? B, okay. Zone 29, Virtua has, according to the list of mobs ID I have. Really? I guess that would make sense. Only one should be able to show up at the same time. Alright, so... Where? I guess I can wide scan. I haven't even earned the right to get here yet. So... Let me speed myself up, 200. Let me wall hack. So I can... Okay. Oop. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Do I? Am I going to screw something up if I don't use these teleporters properly? I might. Might. Reverse site, 129. I imagine he's not right close by, so let me just speed my way over there, I guess. Okay, let's see if I can scan him now. I had no idea that there was a Virtua here. Suppose I could look up Virtua on Wiki and see where it is. Oh, hello, Pyro Drake. King Rampage 2. It only says King Rampage 2 under Virtua. Giant scale. That's convenient. At least I'm Fasty McFasterson right now. Does he spawn as an add to the high-end version of Bahamut Fight? Oh. Oh. I don't know. I've never fought him. But if that's the case, that's weird. How would he... I mean, I guess I'm in God mode. I can make him spawn if I choose to make him spawn. But where is Bahamut then? Because if I've never done it, I don't know where. I'm guessing it's one of these other islands over here. Well, let's find out. Bahamut. Really, Hippogriff? Bahamut, Notorious Monster. Reverne Site B, Storms of Fate. Okay. Storms of Fate. Where am I going for Storms of Fate? is that, do you go to Monarch Lyn to go to Storms of Fate? Original Bombit didn't have ads, but with the CP or with the cap, maybe they added a high-end fight. Come on, dudes. Get out of here, dudes. Get out of here. So if I'm going to Monarch Lyn, I think I only need one spawn point is by Monarch Lyn, but not in Monarch Lyn? Can you confirm that? Because I'm looking at the map here. And the particular map that I see anyway, it doesn't show a place where you go and fight them. But I know it's its own island. I know that much. I thought maybe I did it at one point. Do I need a second giant scale? Is that the one where I need to get to? Is it the one right before the monument on the map? Or is it not one I need a second giant scale? Let me grab a second giant scale just in case. Because if I just try to like wall hack over there, that seems to jack something up for me. Giant scale. There we go. Whatever. All right. Good enough. We're figuring things out. We're having a good time here, folks. Funny story. If Carver from a Cat's Eye was watching, he could probably just give me the answer about the whole coding of the Virtus popping. He could just give it to me, I'm sure. Let's see. So I'm over here on the map right now. Going that way would take me back. I'm gonna need to go this way. So the Bahamut fight is not an instance. It's more of a, like a go to a pop spot type of thing. Let me check this island here. This island looks suspicious to me. This one to the north. That looks like Bahamut might be over there. It's a single unstable displacement. That's not labeled as unstable displacement. Let me get another scale. If I can. To be honest, you could probably restart the server and it would despawn this version of Virtual. You're right. You're right. If I remember correctly, it's the island before. On the island to Monarch, you go past at the end northwest of the portal. I think I am on the right track then. Actually, I suppose from here I could wide scan it. Although I'm not seeing anything over on that island in the first place. So maybe wide scanning doesn't reach there. Unstable. Alright, this is my last giant scale. Once I do this, there's no going back. Where are my giant scales? Giant scale. Oh, yes. Don't just take me there. I have to actually... The space around here seems oddly distorted and disrupted. Do I need... Is that what this? Is that what it is? Do I need to have the quest initiated to get through this? Alright, I'm just going to wall hack over there, see if I can get to it. Can I just walk over there, please? Yeah. Yes, I can. I don't want to be inside a floor. Hey, look, there's Virtua. Hello, Virtua. So, I clearly popped the wrong Vertra. Let's do this, buddy. There's probably a weaker version. Yeah, this is a much weaker version. Yeah, basically 10,000-ish XP, or HP. While I'm here, folks. Bahamut. Just for fun. Just for S's and G's. Oh. Oh, hello there. Hello there, Bahamut. Something tells me, without the quest active, he's not going to actually drop anything. That's because the quest rewards are from finishing the quest, not the mob drops, right? Or does he drop anything? Oh, Mega Flare. Oh shit. I wonder if this will actually kill me. Maybe not. No, I'm still invincible. We'll let it happen though. That's it. That's it. That's all you got. Oh, you're gonna go back? Did I lose aggro? What the hell? Maybe it's a hate reset move. I don't know if I've ever fought him. Yeah, no drops. It must have been a. It must just be like a strange sort of not quite instanced fight, but it's like a quest popped NM in the open world. So some I don't know, whatever. But that was fun. Do I get a title for that? For killing Bahamut? Private second class. I don't think so. Alright, so let's go back to King Rampier's tomb. As an ad for the fight, I think he'd been close to par for regular Vertra. Probably locked because you don't have the proper request. Yeah, that's why it was behaved weird upon death. Speed 200. And what was that? Oh, I missed it. Scroll back up. Scroll back up on the chat. Alright. Now. Spawn mob. 1 7 5 5 5 8 9 0. Mob is already spawned. Is now regular Vertra now? I don't know. Let's go back there and check. Regular Vertra. Yeah, that's the one I just used and it said it was already spawned. Maybe the spawning of me trying to use that spawn caused I don't know, maybe the killing of Vertra over in Revern. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's just find out. Come on, crowd. Crowd. Here, I know the way this time. Jig it up. So we can change the spawn time and see if that works. Yep. Nah, not yet. That's a little bit too much cheating on this character. Where am I going? Clearly, I do not know the most efficient way to get there. Okay, there's somebody up here. There's somebody in here at least. Really? Really? Sirloin of beef. What have you got me going on here? What? What? Should be a pretty big dragon sitting here. Okay, I have an idea. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give up. Hold on, dog's back in, be right back. Okay, so I'm going to shut down this character, shut down the server, bring it back up, and hopefully, as long as I didn't screw up Vertra. Did I not save it? Okay, Vertra is back to being saved in its original state. Okay, closing my server windows. Bringing them back up. So, Lord of Beef, do you, if you have your server not public and just private on your computer, do you bother opening the search window? I guess, I mean, this is for like auction house stuff, right? If you can't use the auction house and you can't search, I mean, there's no point in having the search window up, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. But okay, so now that I just started the server, so ever since updating the server. It takes a little bit, kind of a long time for the first character to log in completely. Kind of like churns through the login screen here for overly long, but does eventually get there. But come on now. Yeah, I've put stuff on the auction house before. It's totally pointless, so I didn't wait for the map exe to complete. Okay, so once it does complete, as long as I'm not timed out, then I should log in. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. So, still God mode. That's good. Okay. In theory, Vertra should now spawn in 3 days. 3 to 5 days. Right? Right? Okay, so let's try to make him spawn right now. Spawn mob. I think I memorized it by now. 17555-890. Mob is already spawned. Really? Is there a command to find out, to like instantly go to the place where a certain mob ID is? Is there a way to like instantly go to? There must be. If I do something wrong on Cat's Eye, somebody's going to instantly show up next to me and put me in jail, right? Oh, your own server on handheld. Well then, Lottie frickin' da. Just kidding. I can't remember the position command though. Well, I have a list of commands here. Scripts, commands. Let's see if I can just figure it out. Bring? Is it bring? Bring a player, force zone. Bring, it looks like maybe bring is to work on a different, work on another player. The coordinates for this Vertra are those numbers in the comments above. Well, I don't know. Can I, the bring command here, it looks like it's like for bringing a player. Get player name, force it to zone, maybe brings a player to Mordion Gale, for example. But is there a a send. Maybe this, yeah, there's a send command, isn't there? I thought, isn't there a send? Yeah. Send command is this. Yeah, the send here is send player, send a player to a zone. Oh, so if I put the POS, then that ID, then I can go right to that ID. Let's try it. POS, let's first of all get that there. POS. Player named that, not found. Okay, so position is that, zone ID player. So there's the coordinates, I guess. So that's the ID, not necessarily the coordinates, but zone ID King Rampier's tomb. Let's see if that works. Player is cloud. Oh. Okay. My zone ID is 190. So let's change this King Rampier's tomb to 190. Oops. No, that doesn't work. You don't need the mod ID, just position and then the coordinates. But I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is right now. Right? Unless you want me to go into the Virtra notepad page here, and here are all the spawn points of Virtra. I have to go through all those. I mean, they're all, the X is pretty similar, although this one here seems a little bit different. Okay, so you're saying me that one right there. Okay. I'm not sure if you're formatting there with a POS. I'm just going to type it exactly as you're writing it right there. 37, comma. Oops. Three, 7, 2, 2, 8. Sorry, can't be more help. I haven't done position thing in years. I did it a bunch when I first tried to make my server, tried things out. Yeah, I get you. It's all good. So, two 228.0007124 and 311. See, that's the first spawn point, but there's such a huge list of spawn points here. I don't want to try every one of them. However, I could well, let's see. Where's, let's see, the POS command. Let's see what this looks like. Can I go to position? So this POS command gets the position of a player, and I can just go to that player with the another command. Is that right? Zone report position. So this POS is finding out the position of something, of the player. But how do I find out the position of an NM? What about the where command? What's that? Tells a player about their current position. That's not it. Virtua in Final Fantasy XI spawns in King Ramper's tomb. Specifically, it appears at coordinates 288. Well, okay. Well, let's just go to that coordinates. POS. 228. 7.134. Negative 311. Okay. I just went to that exact position. And it is the room I'm in. And there is no Virtua. These guys are annoying me. And I'm guessing the other spawn points in the list are just other spawn points in this room. How about this? How about we make it easier on ourselves to answer this whole question? Okay. Zone. Ottawa Chasm. Tiamat, I assume, works in a similar way. So let's just work on Tiamat. Is there any other place where Tiamat spawns? Ottawa Chasm. Mobs. Tiamat. Tiamat. Okay. Speed 200. I know I changed the spawn time of Argus, by the way. I know I did that for sure. Because I was impatient. So, no, pretty sure it can be done. Of course, I could just go to Argus. Go to where Argus was and show you how I did it, but we're working on Tiamat right now. We'll see what happens. You guys all gonna follow me? You are, aren't you? Alright. Can I just deodorize myself on Warrior? Sub Thief by any chance? No. So I can't hide. Alright, let's see if Tiamat is up. Tiamat is not up. Okay. Tiamat's not up. Really? Really, guy? This is Tiamat spot, right? Yeah. Tiamat is not up. And you're getting the idea for me? Cool, thanks a lot, appreciate it. Although I think I have it right here, 1689615. Because it's pretty basically right next to Virtua and Jormungand. So let's try it. Hopefully this one doesn't spawn in King Rampier's tomb or something. Sorry, there you go. Better viewing here. What did I just do? Oh, 1,000 damage plus. That's alright. Level up to 70. Okay. So. Tiamat. Let's check you out. Spawn mob. 68. 96159. There's also Tiamat in reverse, so there's two IDs. Use the one I said. Oh, okay. Okay. 168-06227. spawned Tiamat. There it is. Okay, Tiamat's there. There you are. Okay. 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 Now, I'm going to go to the Tiamat section here. I'm going to change the details to what I did before. It was 0.033, right? Wasn't that it? And times 5 again was 0.166 with a window time of 10 seconds. So this should be 1 to 3 minutes, 10-second windows. Once killed, that's respawn time on mob initialize. Respawn time. This maybe establishes the respawn time once the mob is initialized. If that's the case, then me initializing this mob right now did not have that new code. Right? If this happens, if I just change the code in mob initialize, I already initialized the mob before I changed the code. Let's see if there's any other places that I need to change that. These are all fight abilities and tactics. Okay, on mob despawn, the respawn time. So this changes the respawn parameters on the spawn and on the despawn in 2 different places. So I'm going to change them both. 0.013, 0.166, and 10 seconds. So now the new respawn parameters should be enabled when I spawn the mob and when I despawn the mob. I don't know why that would be in 2 different places, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to go with it. All right, so let's kill him or her. Let's be fair here. Still God mode. Okay, we're good. Really? Freeze Bite did 324 damage. Is it just a big resist? Because this is definitely a fire-based enemy. This is going to take a while, isn't it? It's going to take a while. Even 100 fisting, mighty striking. So we'll put some retaliation up there. Hard slash takes about 2%. Absolute terror. Of course it's going to work because, you know, gods can be terrorized, I suppose. I did quick save, by the way. I did save it. I think. Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, maybe a changed weapon to a non-ice-based elemental. Ooh, I have some Acanthus shavers, but I have no hand-to-hand skill. Well, I guess I'm getting some hand-to-hand skill right now. But let's see if... Monk doesn't have... Hand-to-hand doesn't have any elemental weapon skills, do they? A 1-inch punch, is that elemental? No. They don't, do they? Okay, so let's... Alright. Relax, people. I'm gonna figure this out. Sermit Kukri. That's definitely got some elemental weapon skills. Okay. Gust, Cyclone should still reach him, right? Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. That'll work. That'll work. Still a little bit slow, but I'm gonna energy drain him. Maybe I can take away all of his MP. Zero MP drained. Is that because I don't have any MP? Maybe steel. Steel's MP. Zero stone. Because I don't have any. Alright, whatever. Cycle it is. Yep. What's up, Raging Jaw? Wow, it's like Raging Claw. Raging Claw. Racing Jaw. What is a racing jaw? Someone who talks a lot. That's a racing jaw. Tabad wing. Doesn't look very Tabad to me. Alright, so once he dies, if the parameters are working, should spawn within 1 to 3 minutes. Hey, I leveled up. How many XP was that? 2200 XP. That mob is what, level 90 or something? It is a H&M caliber mob for level 75 cap. I would guess it's level 85 to 90 or so. Alright. So let's find out. Let's wait. Unfortunately, even in God mode, I cannot make time go faster. So, death time was 42:22. Theoretically, if we don't see him by 58 or so, or sorry, 48 or so, then obviously I did something wrong. Is there any music in here? I don't have my headphones on. So I feel like these headphones are so fat, like they look weird. Just the winds of Ottawa. Ooh, let me see if Zolololtol is up. Really? Wow, this damage isn't really super high even in God mode. That is, though. 17,000. Well, let's see if Zolololtol is up. Although it's not even nighttime, so he might not be. If it's programmed properly. Nobody yet. So, sirloin of beef. If you're worried about these NMs not spawning, like spawning and taking too long, couldn't you just spawn them manually? Maybe that's too easy, but maybe you want to avoid godlike powers in your server, which I try to, but sometimes don't. I would assume that you would have to relaunch the server for the script changes to take effect. I don't know for sure. Neither do I. But that's the case. I'm going to bring in my original God mode character. This guy is named Zeus. And Zeus does have some eye level gear on him, and he can take down Tiamat with no problem very quickly. While also not like gaining the benefit of all like the cheating that I'm doing right now in this character when it's not the major intention. So if that's the case, what I'm going to do is maybe change my... Really? I'm getting every cave antlion in this whole place. It's like this is the first time I've been in this zone, and this is the first time they ever see some food to eat. So they're going after me. Let me change my Final Fantasy output character here to Zeus. How does that look? Oh hey. I guess that's where I left Zeus. In the middle of... So let me position Cloud. Position. Send Zeus to Cloud. Does that work? That works. That's how you go to a player. Send myself to the player. Alright, so now Zeus here is a samurai black mage. That's weird. Oh hey, look, some courses are up. So let me stop playing with Cloud for now. Let me change over to Zeus. The graphics might be a slightly worse because I have Zeus windowed and stretched out for OBS here. So now I'm going to send Cloud away, so I'm not cheating so much on Cloud. And I can feel free to cheat at will on Zeus. Fudo. Alright. It is 49 now. If Tiamat changes were working, Tiamat would be up right now. So, instead of making more changes and expecting that to work, let's in fact close out the server. And this time come back with Zeus and see if the server change causes this change to work. Let's see here. Only 2 window clients on the same PC. Yes, I am. In fact, I have 4 different characters that I've leveled up over the last year or so messing around with the server. It actually 4 different accounts, and a few of them have multiple characters. So I could play with almost a whole party if I wanted to. But my computer isn't that good that I'm positive it'll run well, because I haven't tried it either. So, let's bring back this screen here. not that one. The screen here and shut down the server and see if those changes work after a server restart. This time I will follow your advice and wait for the map server to finish. Loading items, loading plants, loading spells, loading zones. Okay, I'm getting impatient. All tasks completed. Okay. Okay, are we back? Yes. Let's see. I tried to do that, but my controller inputs moved both characters at the same time. There is a way to get around it because mine doesn't do that. My controller only works on whatever one I have, whatever character window is. It has focus. My controller also actually works when I am browsing on a page or something like that. When I'm not on any, when my window is not focus of anything. You know what I mean? So I think the change of that is it a window change or is it an in-game change? Basically, maybe it's in the controller setup window config that is like something like enable gamepad while not the focus. But I'm not sure if that also will change the multiple windows, only working for multiple windows. Only working on one when you have multiple windows open, that's what I mean. Amp5150 says, pulled insert key and unchecked enable gamepad. Oh wait, pushed insert key and checked enable gamepad in the background. So you have to, well, you guys are already figuring it out then, okay. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. It says all tasks completed. Sirloin of beef. Here's my map. Here's what my map server looks like right now. Window capture. This is what it's doing right now. Yeah. Yeah. Try to go back in. It's probably not going to work. It has, something happens with the map thing that kind of like completes an error or like kicks out an error and then I'm able to get in or something like that. And maybe it's when I open up a different character instead of this character first. It usually doesn't take this long. Like, It's weird. I have all 4 open. I don't have any obvious errors in the others. However, if I close this one out, and open up a different character, Cloud, for example, it's like once I try to log in here with Cloud, I think it is going to kind of get there and kick in and like complete, yeah, like this. And I do get an error there. See that? But now, once that happens, error update query set traverser, it's an error in the traverser start. See, it's some sort of error, but it has nothing to do with this character right now, I don't think. But right now, if I go to try to start up Zeus, it should work just fine instantly. It's like it has to get through that initial kind of like error hiccup first, and then it runs, and then it's fine. Yeah, I get that same error, and it's only starts happening on characters that have started Odysee. Okay. And as you can see, Zeus starts up just fine, all on his own. I mean, not on his own, like another character had to get in there first. Alright, so the server has been up for a few minutes now. Or maybe the map server hasn't been up for a few minutes. Maybe I need to wait a few minutes. It's almost weird seeing another character on the server. So maybe I need to wait a few minutes wait a good 5 minutes to really see if the change took effect. Because maybe it didn't spawn in the first window or first minute. I guess I don't need that anymore. So, let's give it to 03. But you know what? I did get Argus to work. The spawn time on Argus, but Argus might be a less complicated scenario than one of the ground kings. But let's go to Argus. Maze of Shakrami. I also could have had my calculations totally wrong. Maze of Shakrami. Mobs. Argus. So, what I did for Argus was I changed the respawn time, both of them, in either I guess in both of these. I guess this is for these two very different ones. Here and here are for Lich King or Argus. So, but I changed both of them. I changed the math random. See, the math random thing with the window. The window part here is not present in the Argus. Maybe that's where I'm getting the hang up. But so this is a number of seconds. It used to be like 3,600 or something like that. So this 600 seconds. No, that. What was it? Right now this is 600 minutes. That's 10 minutes. I have it set for 10 minutes or 11 minutes. 10. So it's right now it's 10 to 11 minutes. 600 seconds to 660 seconds. So Argus spawns in 10 to 11 minutes. Or Leech King spawns in 10 to 11 minutes. Maybe, if this doesn't work, maybe I take out the random, the math random, or the windowed part of it, and have it just spawn in 1 minute to 2 minutes. And that's it. Maybe I really need to understand that. Respawn time, the respawn time function more maybe I need to understand it better before I change Virtua or Tiamat. But let's wait. See if she does spawn. What is this? There's something right here. Ah, that's what that is. Of course it is. I chose this weapon, by the way. This isn't like the most amazing weapon, but it is the Tenkomaru, the one that gives the cool lightning effects. Trial and error, that's right. I would just copy the digits from Argus and paste them into Tiamat. Yeah, good. If all else fails, I'll just go into the GitHub and just copy that Tiamat file back to normal. And then just use, spawn mob whenever I want to fight it. But it would be nice to not to have to put my, make my each character a GM. And then I, can't cheat on that character. So it is 12:03. The server's been up for, well, this character at least has been in existence for over 5 minutes. However, this is the spawn time we're talking about here. The respawn time is what I changed, so maybe I'll just pop him. Or you know what? How about this? Oh, you aren't even seeing it right now, sorry. I will change this whole respawn time section. Let's see, open and close parentheses, open and close parentheses, okay. I don't need this whole line, but that's Argus. I will go to Tiamat. Let's see. It's this 3 to 5 days, but the number was 144 and like 210. What does 144 have to do with 3 days? It's like 348 hours. That's not 3 days. 48 hours is 2 days. So why is this respawn time function different than Argus's respawn time? I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the answer for you, sirloin of beef. It worked for Argus. Maybe it won't work for Ground Kings making that type of change. But so let me just go find Eula Ground Range. Mobs. Jormungand. Formula should look about the same. I'm going to copy the whole line. The whole line. Go back to Tiamat. Place the whole line. The thing that changed is that. Back down. This change should revert Tiamat to where it was normally. And same with Vertra. This shouldn't change at all, actually. Same. Same. Save it again. All right. So, I guess now I need to go find that random rogue Vertra out there, back maybe where Bahamut is again. Kill him to maybe set things right. Next time I close down the server, maybe things will be back to normal. I don't know. So I guess I can't answer you sirloin of beef, but I guess, you know my thought process and the whole thing, and you can do your own trial and tests on your own stuff and see if you can use my ideas to help you, I guess. In the meantime, I think I'm going to go find something to eat now and close out this live stream. So, thank you all for watching. Now that I know at least a few people might be watching me, I might go live more often, and maybe get back into the swing of things. So, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.